importance. This is the second lecture of the unit 2 biochemistry, and here we have to discuss the citric acid cycle. What is we have to discuss here what is citric acid cycle, what how it is happened, and what is the importance of this citric acid cycle. So, first start with the introduction of this citric acid cycle, what is this and what is the importance. So, the name of citric acid cycle is basically based on different points. Then here the citric acid formation of citric acid occurs, and this is also known as Krebs cycle, because the discoverer of this citric acid cycle is Mr. Krebs. This is a scientist, so due to his name this is also known as Krebs cycle. This Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle or TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle is also known as this name. This is the central metabolic pathway. Central metabolic pathway because there are so many intermediate products are formed in citric acid cycle, and these intermediates are used in huge metabolic processes in the body. So, this is the chief or central metabolic pathway of body. Here it is basically involved the oxidation of acetyl coenzyme A to carbon dioxide and water. So, there is the main starting compound is acetyl coenzyme A, which is required here for the formation of carbon dioxide and water with various different metabolic other products, secondary metabolites here. So, this is the final common oxidative pathway for carbohydrates, fats and amino acids. Here carbohydrates, secondary compounds from carbohydrates are used for the metabolism of fats and amino acids here. So, this citric acid cycle is very responsible, very important for the formation of other micromolecules like fats and amino acids and even nucleic acid also. And this citric acid cycle is helpful for the supply of energy, and it is also provide different intermediates which is required for the synthesis of amino acids, glucose, hemoglobins and even in nucleic acid also. This citric acid cycle is most important central pathway which connect all the individual metabolic pathways. The other metabolic pathway which is basically responsible for fat metabolism, even for amino acid metabolism, protein metabolism and nucleic acid metabolism. So, the intermediates produced in the citric acid cycle shows various important role in the other macromolecules metabolic pathway. So, this citric acid cycle shows very important nature in metabolism of body. So, what is the location of the citric acid cycle? Citric acid cycle is basically occurs in the mitochondrial matrix, basically mitochondria, in mitochondrial matrix and in the close proximity to the electron transport chain. This is the general citric acid cycle. In this citric acid cycle, this is a complete reverse reaction. Here from glycolysis, the pyruvate is the last product, final product of glycolysis. This pyruvate is coming from the glycolysis and goes to this citric cycle here, and this citric, with the help of this pyruvate, we are using pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme here, which is used for the conversion of this pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. Pyruvate is converted into the acetyl coenzyme A here, and there is formation of one NADPH molecule here, and this is helpful for the formation of this citric acid cycle. Here this acetyl coenzyme A is also also comes from beta oxidation of fatty acid. You all will learn from the unit 3rd. So, this beta oxidation of fatty acid is also having the acetyl coenzyme A as their last product. So, they are also coming from fatty acid oxidation, and it is also coming from the glycolysis, and in glycolysis this pyruvate is converted into the acetyl coenzyme A by the pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme. So, this pyruvate is converted into the acetyl coenzyme A, and in citric acid cycle the starting compound is this acetyl coenzyme A. Okay. This acetyl coenzyme A is when reacted with the citrate synthase enzyme here, and this citrate synthetase enzyme is helpful for the conversion of this acetyl coenzyme A to citrate. Here one coenzyme A is removed from this acetyl coenzyme A, this coenzyme A is removed from this reaction, and there is use of one water molecule in this reaction, and there is formation of citrate. So, this is also the formation of citrate is basically responsible for the name of this citric acid cycle. So, this citrate is when formed from this acetyl coenzyme A here, and this citrate is when reacted with aconitase enzyme in this reaction, and formation of this isocitrate here from aconitase enzyme. So, here in this reaction citrate is converted into the isocitrate with the help of enzyme aconitase. The next is this isocitrate is when converted into the beta keto glutarate. Here one carbon dioxide molecule is removed from this step, and isocitrate dehydrogenase enzyme is used in this reaction for catalyzing this. So, this reaction is dehydrogenation reaction, and there is formation of one NADPH molecule here. So, one ATP is formed in this reaction isocitrate to alpha ketoglutarate here, and there is removal of one carbon dioxide here. So, there is formation of alpha ketoglutarate here, and this alpha ketoglutarate is when reacted with the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme. This is also a dehydrogenation reaction where this alpha ketoglutarate is converted into the succinyl coenzyme A, and in this reaction one coenzyme A is added in the reaction for the formation of succinyl coenzyme A. So, there is removal of one carbon dioxide molecule here, and there is addition of coenzyme A which reacted with this alpha ketoglutarate to form succinyl coenzyme A. So, this succinyl coenzyme A is formed with the catabolism which reaction is catalyzed by the alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme and formation of one NADPH molecule here in this reaction. In the fifth reaction, this succinyl coenzyme A is converted into the succinate. So, there is removal of one coenzyme molecule here, and there is formation of one GTP molecule here, guanosine triphosphate here with the GDP molecule, and there is removal of one coenzyme molecule. So, that this succinyl coenzyme A is converted into the succinate here. And in this sixth reaction of this citric acid cycle, this succinate is when catalyzed by succinate dehydrogenase enzyme, and this succinate is converted into this is the isomerization reaction. Here succinate is converted into the fumarate. This fumarate is helpful for the formation of malate in the next reaction, and in this reaction there is formation of one FADH2 molecule. So, this is already it is remembered that this reaction is not only producing various type of intermediates, but it is also helpful for the formation of various energy molecule. Here we have already seen this, that there is formation of NADH molecule, there is formation of one GTP molecule, there is formation of one FADH2 molecule. So, this citric acid cycle not only produce different secondary metabolite here, and this is also helpful for the formation of different energy producing molecules. Okay. So, there is succinate is when reacted with the succinate dehydrogenase enzyme here, and there is formation of fumarate. Fumarate is the molecule which is helpful for the formation of malate, the next molecule here. So, there is formation of one FADH2 molecule here, and this fumarate is when we reacted with the enzyme fumarase here, and this fumarase enzyme will helpful for the catalyzing this reaction, and after catalyzing this reaction there is formation of one malate molecule. This malate molecule is again converted into the oxalosuccinate, and there is one high energy molecule is also produced here, which is known as NADH. So, there is one NAD positive molecule converted into the NADH2 here with the help of enzyme malate dehydrogenase. So, there is conversion of malate to oxaloacetate in this reaction, and due to the formation of this NADPH, there is some different ATP, some different high energy molecules produced in this reaction, and this oxaloacetate and this reaction is goes towards the its starting point, reach towards its starting point, and this oxaloacetate is when reacted with the citrate synthase here and formed citrate in this reaction. So, this is a cycle, because citric acid is a cycle. So, this reaction is going towards the cyclically, and there in this reaction there is formation of 2 ATP molecule, 2 NADPH2 molecules, 2 FADH2 molecules and 1 GTP molecule. So, this reaction having different intermediate here and also high energy molecules also produced in this reaction. So, there are this citric acid cycle is basically responsible for the formation of various intermediate, which is required for different macromolecules metabolism, and this is also helpful for the formation of the different high energy high energy molecules. So, citric acid cycle having different steps. I already discussed you all the formation of citrate, where oxaloacetate is when reacted with the acetyl coenzyme A here in this reaction, when oxaloacetate is reacted with the acetyl coenzyme here and formation of citrate in this first step, and enzyme citrate synthase is catalyze this reaction, and this reaction is inhibited by the ATPs, NADPH, citrate, because these all are the competitive inhibitors of oxaloacetate. Step second and third, where citrate is converted into the isocitrate here, and there is this citrate is with the help of aconitase enzyme. Citrate is first converted into the cis aconitase, and after that it is converted into the isocitrate in this reaction, and this reaction occurs in two different intermediate stages here, where dehydration reaction occurs in this reaction, and citrate is first converted into the cis aconitase, and after that it converted into the isocitrate in this reaction. And the third one is formation of alpha ketoglutarate, which is also known as oxidation reduction reaction. Here this reaction is the formation of alpha ketoglutarate, which is stimulated by the isocitrate, which is stimulated by the NAD positive magnesium ions, ADP and calcium ions, and this reaction is inhibited by the NADH and ATP molecules, because there is isocitrate is reacted with the isocitrate dehydrogenase, and which is converted into the oxaloacetate, and in the fifth step this oxalosuccinate is converted into the alpha ketoglutarate. In the step 6, there is conversion of alpha ketoglutarate to succinyl coenzyme A. So, we need here coenzyme A for the formation of succinyl coenzyme A, and this is alpha ketoglutarate dehydrogenase enzyme is a multi enzyme complex in this reaction, and this is the important rate limiting step here. And in the seventh step, the formation of succinate from succinyl coenzyme A. Here the formation of one GTP molecule from GDP molecule, and this GTP is converted into ATP by the enzyme nucleotide diphosphate kinase. One ATP is equal to one GTP molecule. So, when one GTP is converted into the one ATP, so this ATP is used by the cell for further functioning. And in the step 8, here succinate is converted into the fumarate here, and because electrons are transferred in from the succinate to fumarate, and there is formation of one FADH2, and you all knows that one FADH2 is converted into the 2 ATP. So, there is 2 ATPs are formed from this reaction, and this is other this electron which is transferred from succinate to FAD here, then this is goes to the ubiquinone in the electron transport chain, which we will discuss in the next other in lectures. The next 9 step having the conversion of fumarate to malate here. Here this is the stereo specific trans addition of water to the doubled hand of the fumarate here, and there is a formation of LIVO form of malate in this reaction. Here only the LIVO form of L isomers of malate is formed. So, this fumarate is when reacted with the water in presence of fumarase enzyme, there is formation of malate molecule. And in the step 10, there is malate dehydrogenase enzyme used here. So, this is the first and third and final synthesis of NADPH occurs in this stage, and here oxaloacetate is generated in this reaction, and this oxalosuccinate this oxaloacetate is regenerated and it combined with other form of acetyl coenzyme A to combine the or continue the cycle here. So, this is the last step you can say in the malate to oxaloacetate, because oxaloacetate is again reacted with the other molecule of the acetyl coenzyme A to other proceed or continue the reaction. So, this malate intermediate is when reacted with the malate dehydrogenase enzyme, and there is formation of one high energy molecule here, which is NADPH. So, there is formation of oxaloacetate. So, what are the energies produced in this TCA cycle? So, energy produced in the TCA cycle, because there is formation of 3 NADPH in electron transport chain, which is coupled with the oxidative phosphorylation here. So, there is result in the formation of 9 ATP. 1 NADPH is converted into the 3 ATP. So, there in this citric acid cycle there is 3 NADPH are formed here in this reaction. So, there are 3 ATP is converted into the 9 3 NADPH is converted into the 9 ATP in this reaction, and one FADH2 molecule is also formed in this reaction. So, one FADH2 molecule is converted to the 2 ATPs here, and this reaction shows substrate level phosphorylation, and so there are total 12 ATPs are produced from one acetyl coenzyme A. And what is the significance of this reaction? How this TCA cycle is showing its importance? Significance. So, here in this reaction there is overall complete oxidation of one molecule of acetyl coenzyme A to convert into the last molecule, yani oxaloacetate molecule. So, acetyl coenzyme A shows coming from the glycolysis or coming from the beta oxidation of fatty acid is completely oxidized here and convert into the various important metabolic products. And the second is formation of ATP generation, formation of ATPs. So, there are 12 ATPs are produced from one molecule of acetyl coenzyme A, and this is the final common oxidative pathway, because here the oxidation reaction occurs. So, this is the final common oxidation pathway where it gives the different metabolic products which is used for the other metabolic pathways of macromolecules. This is the integration of major metabolic pathway, because here are this metabolic pathway shows the various steps for the very roots of various other macromolecules. So, this is a TCA cycle shows a very important role for other macromolecules and their metabolism. The next is the fat is burned on the wick of the carbohydrate, because here with the help of these intermediate produced in this TCA cycle, they are helpful for the metabolism of fat amino acids and nucleic acid metabolism, because these intermediates are helpful for proper production of other metabolic pathways. And all the excess amount of carbohydrate which are taken by us in from the diet is converted into the neutral fat here, and this is used for the formation of ATPs in this pathway. And no net synthesis of carbohydrate from fat. There is no synthesis of carbohydrate from fat, because carbohydrate having the acetyl coenzyme A, which is coming from the beta oxidation of fatty acid, and this acetyl coenzyme A is oxidized in citric acid cycle, and there is formation of various intermediate secondary intermediate here. So, this TCA cycle shows good importance in the metabolic pathways, and here the carbon skeletal of amino acids where finally enters into the TCA cycle, because the carbon atoms or carbon skeletals of amino acids, and these amino acids and metabolize to different metabolic products, and these metabolic products can be easily entered into the TCA cycle in the intermediate product and helpful for the further metabolism of these amino acids. So, this is the basically significance of TCA cycle, and TCA cycle is showing the highest importance of in case of carbohydrate metabolism, because all the final intermediate products which are used here or synthesized here, which are showing the great importance for other metabolic pathway or other hormone secretion, and there is different applicable these important intermediates are also helpful for the formation of nucleic acids and amino acids. So, what is TCA cycle and how it occurs? I have just again discuss you all what is citric acid cycle. Citric acid cycle is also known as Krebs cycle, and this is known as TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle, and here the starting compound is acetyl coenzyme A, which is converted into the carbon dioxide and water, and this is a final common oxidative pathway for the for the carbohydrate, fat and amino acid. The intermediate product which are formed in this citric acid cycle, which are used for the huge metabolic pathways which occurs in our body. So, this is showing the great responsible for the formation of different compounds, different macromolecules, and formation of even protein synthesis also. So, it helpful for the supply energy, and it also provide intermediate which is required for the formation of amino acids, glucose, hemes, etc. But the one thing is that it citric acid cycle occurs in the mitochondria, and there are some cells which are not having the mitochondria, and those cells like RBCs, they are not capable of forming citric acid cycle because they are not having the mitochondria. For such type of cells, these type of cells they are only use glycolysis or hexose monophosphate shunt for their further metabolism or their energy process. So, in the next lecture we will discuss HMP pathway, and we will discuss about these RBCs or energy of energy production and how they can use these energy. So, in citric acid cycle, the one drawback of citric acid cycle that it occurs in the mitochondria, and those cells which are not having mitochondria, they are not capable of forming this citric acid cycle, and thus this citric acid cycle occurs in those cells or organisms which are having the mitochondria in their structure. And this citric acid cycle is also helpful basically for electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation reaction, because these are having the in close proximity with the electron transport chain. So, citric acid shows the good importance in the electron transport chain also. So, in this citric acid cycle there are various steps here, but these all steps are in cycles. So, this citric acid cycle the acetyl coenzyme A, which is used as a starting compound here, which are coming from the glycolysis, and in glycolysis this pyruvate is converted into the acetyl coenzyme A by pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme, and this is also coming from the beta oxidation of fatty acid, which is the carbohydrate, which is the helpful for the fatty acid metabolism, and this fatty acid metabolism acetyl coenzyme A is coming from there, and this is used here for the formation of water, amino acids, and water, carbon dioxide, and generation of ATP here. So, this is the general reactions of TCA cycle, and these are energetics of this TCA cycle, and this is the significance of TCA cycle. So, thank you for today.